Hello everyone, welcome to another FNAF action figure review of What's This? Official action figures of the Withereds.
Those words, is it possible to use them in a sentence together like that?
Yep, it took 8 and 5 years for my classic customs to finally meet their match. Nice that Funko finally listened after all these years. Oh, hang on guys. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, these weren't made by Funko?
You know.
Jazzwares?
Blah, blah, blah.
Isn't that the same company that made those Sonic action figures?
Yeah, the same company, but I made those Sonic action figures.
Oh, alrighty then, thanks. Alright, so Jazzwares is the company we're looking at today. An interesting choice for the FNAF license. While Funko definitely had its issues, I'm not entirely sure if Jazzwares really is the best replacement candidate. But it is nice knowing that the leader of the merch line is a big FNAF fan who's really passionate about this toy line. I mean, come on guys, the very first merch we're getting is of the toys and the Withereds. I think they are very familiar with what people want. Or it could be just because of the movie, who knows? But now it is time to finally see what action figures of our favorite FNAF 2 antagonists look like. Let's go! Hello everyone, welcome back to another FNAF action figure review. Except we got completely brand new action figures with the Endo series wave. Now as you can see, we got the Funko versions here, including the customs. But now, we finally have figures to replace all of them. Wait, what was that? Huh, what's going on? Don't worry about it. But yes, we have both Endo series packs today. As you can see on the box though, there will be Cheat Gun Foxy packs that'll come out in December. I'm hoping to get those as Christmas presents. Yeah! Let's start with Withered and Classic Freddy. Can you believe it, guys? So much time has passed since my customs video. As much as it's like kind of sad to be like, oh no, my poor little dudes, they're getting replaced. It's honestly been like, I've had them for a while. I'm pretty satisfied with the time, and you know, it's time to move on. I gotta say, this packaging is awesome. I love the classic Freddy image. It fits most situations, like the camera details, the battery, the glowing eyes detail. It's all pretty good. This is like, bravo to the packaging team. All right, oh, I'm so excited. Oh, there they are. Now the thing is like when it's in the box, you don't really get to appreciate the whole thing because it's not in the suit yet. So now, I finally get to do that. Oh, oh no. I have no clue which is which. Oh dear. Oh no. Fully put together figure and it looking so bad now, huh? Yeah, Freddy, yeah, let me move your arm a bit, oh. This usually comes off a lot easier. I prepared for everything. Let's look at some of these people. Wow, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. All right. Let's take a look at the Endo Skeleton. Oh, hello. It's odd. It's kind of like a bendy plastic, which is like cool, but I'm also like worried that it's gonna break. But if anything, making it bendy should make it like less fragile, you know? Wow. It is pretty cool getting a figure of the Endo Skeleton, and I think it works well for that to be like the point is that you put the suit on, because it's like, it's a good way to have an Endo Skeleton figure, but like not just by itself. I'll be honest, I'm a little scared with moving these joints so rough to get them unstuck, but I waited a long time for these and I've been so excited. I'm not holding back. Oh, that's an interesting look. Have we ever even seen an Endo Skeleton from behind like that? I don't know if that's canon or I guess the AR game would tell you.
Aw, dang it.
Dude, this is so cool though. Oh, yeah. Just right off the bat, I want to say like, I'm very impressed with how sturdy it all feels, which is insanely important. But yeah, this is awesome. I'm really impressed with this so far. Endo Skeleton. What a freaky little guy. Now, this section will go over all the endoskeletons, but I believe they have slight differences, which I'll go over for each character. But overall, this is a really fun action figure. It is super posable as it has nothing restricting its movements, so it's very fun to mess around with. I also hope we do get solo Endo figure packs someday, or maybe a 4-pack of all the Endos or something, or maybe even a parts and service play set where it has storage for all the suit pieces. Because this guy deserves some spotlight on the shelf, because he has some pretty stiff competition right now as it is. But still, a very welcomed addition to the animatronic family.
Nice hat. Thanks. I was being sarcastic. Well, I stole your face.
But of course, we're not just in it for the endoskeleton. We got to see how getting the suit on. Okay, so I think I separated them well enough. Let's just get to it. Go! Okay, yeah, I think we do have to... Yep, okay. This is really hard to, Is there any instructions before I, like... No, there's nothing. There's no explanation other than that. Ooh. Whoa! Oh, it's... Hey! I'm sorry, guys. It's just really cool. All right, let's get this guy put together. I got it. Okay, let's clean up a bit. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. All right, classic Freddy. Now, the building process is a bit annoying. I mean, it took me quite a while to get all these pieces together. I think though, once you like figure it out though, you'll probably be fine going forward. What I think they could do in the future is have like maybe a guide, like be like, oh, the one that was in here on the box is part A and all that stuff.
Meanwhile...
Wait. What? Was this in here the whole time? This is exactly what I was talking about. But yeah, like looking at him, this is pretty awesome. This is a substantial action figure right here. It is kind of funny how once you have it together, the poses are a lot more limited than when it's an endoskeleton because of bulky animatronic joints. But it still has a pretty good range of movement. And I mean, I feel like it's already more than Funko's, probably. Yeah, look at that guy. Oh yeah, another thing. Why? There's no reason for the feet to have this space. I get it's like, oh, he's standing, so you won't see it. But they give him these leg joints to have him sit, so yes, you will see them, and it's designed for you to be able to see them in a specific pose. Classic Freddy. A kind of goofy looking bear, but still very cool. I just want to say that the sculpt is very impressive. Like, shape-wise, that is classic Freddy. I don't know what much more they could have done to improve this. But I do know some things. The eyes. Let's talk about the eyes. They are really big. Well, I suppose Freddy does have big eyes in his power-out jump scare, but even then, I don't feel like they were so. I think if his eyes popped out just a bit less, then we would be in business. See, that already looks better. But of course, the main solution would be to give him half-closed eyes, something that they are going to do going forward with the toys. So I think this lesson has been thoroughly learned, so we can move on to other stuff. The only other real issues are the hands and the nose. The hands are pretty small, especially when you compare them to the Endo hand, which looks off when comparing the characters that use that same hand. Speaking of hands, it feels like swapping around these parts so much, it feels like Freddy's hands might be getting a bit looser, so just be careful about that when you're rapidly swapping different parts. I think the shells are perfectly fine, but when you actually like pull out a piece, I think it might raise some concern. And now onto the nose, it just kind of looks odd how it goes all the way back. Maybe that is accurate, but it's just very odd to me. But overall, pretty good figure. A few very noticeable issues, but it's still nice overall. So, why is it called Five Nights at Freddy's anyway? Oh, we're not doing this again. I'm just saying, we're not doing this again. You don't even do anything until night 3, but who's always there? Who's always got your back to make sure the night guard is on edge? Bonnie, the monster. So I'm
Freddy
just saying,
Fazbear's
it could be
pizza.
Five Nights at
I'm
the
the main
Fazbear
guy,
Gang,
so
or
it's
Freddy
my
and his
place,
friends
so it's
work
just
for
the
him.
night at the
I'm
place.
just
That's it
spitballing
is. It's
here.
all.
Alright guys, it's comparison time. Now, the difference is night and day. Seriously, am I the only one that thinks that these could be like two different Freddys the same way like Classic Freddy and Withered Freddy are? Like, this is so crazy to me how these are the same characters. To get straight to the point, I'm gonna say what we're all thinking. Funko's has kind of a better aesthetic. It really gives you the vibe of Freddy Fazbear, like in this very spooky location. Got all the texture. You got his classic like. That's how Freddy looks. That I have to give points for Funko. It really nails down the essence of Freddy Fazbear. However, Jazzwares, this is like Freddy's actual like proportions. That's exactly what he looks like. This is a very great baseline for the sculpt. It has an amazing sculpt, and that seems to be a really good trend with the Jazzwares figures. I'd say where he's lacking is stuff like the paint is very flat and it's very colorful and it pops, which doesn't exactly fit with the tone of this, but you know, that could be a lighting thing. And also the eyes. Freddy's eyes never pop out of his head like that unless he is going on an amazing space escapade. But he's not doing that right now. I'm sorry, I'm just building this, and I like this pose I put him in. It looks like a loading screen. And ta-da! We got Withered Freddy, and oh my gosh, this is awesome. The other Freddy was pretty cool too, of course, but just Withered Freddy really showed you the big, bulky, this guy's gonna be stomping in the hallway, and
That was not appropriate!
I'm so happy there's finally an official Withered Freddy action figure. It does have the same thing with like before, like obviously the joints are a bit rattly, but honestly I feel like this one is just, it's so much cooler. So obviously this is the one I'm probably gonna have be the default figure with this Endo series. I mean, I will probably swap out every now and then, but come on, it's awesome Withered Freddy. And it's nice that if you do have the Funko figure, you can still have that be the Freddy stand-in while you're messing around with the Jazzwares one. He also does look a lot more natural because Withered Freddy does have the bug eyes. I definitely think this is the iconic look for him to have as default. Let's just have him next to Toy Freddy. Now these are part of two different lines, so it could be that when they do the next one, I assume Toy Freddy would also be as big as this. But this is cool because this is pretty accurate scaling, I would say. So that's just, it's really cool. Look, we got Fnaf 2 action figures. I'm just still so happy about that. Any issues I had with this one are still there, like the feet and all that. But I honestly feel like this is just like a better figure. I feel like this just fits the whole aesthetic better, maybe because of like the torn arms and all that. And I also like how people like to give flack on Jazzwares for not having the crazy paint details, but to be fair, they did add a lot of speckle to Withered Freddy, and that's appreciated. Yes, it could have been more, but just the fact that it's there, I feel like adds a lot to this figure. Withered Freddy, hell yeah! Looking at this guy, you can immediately see the benefit of this line's main gimmick. The holes allowing you to see through the withering and into the Endo Skeleton is such a genius idea, and explains why they made these guys first. I also love his eyes. how they look a bit more sunken in. They aren't like yellow like they appear in The Office, but they are white pretty much everywhere else here, so it works. Of course, the joints restrict this guy's movement quite a bit, which was an issue with the other guys as well, but they still are pretty good. The only issue I have is the leg piece sometimes tries to disconnect after a bit, but usually you can fix it before it falls off. Overall, a really great action figure. I'm glad he was finally done the justice that he deserves.
So by the time I got home, the landlord had already rented the place out to someone else. So that's when I called.
Hey guys, do you see a sinister looking guy down the alleyway?
Whoa, yeah. Oh, that is sinister.
Oh wait, I meant that alleyway.
Kind of look like Ed with a beard.
Don't be silly, only Tom can grow a beard.
I have a disorder.
So there's no way it could be me.
Or is there?
No, there isn't. Oh, wait, maybe.
Alright, and now it's comparison time. And, yeah, I think both of these are pretty cool, not to be biased at all, but you can see the big difference in design here. But obviously, this looks a bit more like Withered Classic Freddy, even though we did try to add more of the Withered features, and like, well, it's not, you can't exactly compete with that based on this. That said, I do think ours has a bit more, has some things going for it, like obviously the paint, and we took great pride in having like actual wires and like being able to carve into it, you know, just all things that, you know, would make anything look more realistic because we're adding like real damage to it. But obviously this one actually looks like Withered Freddy definitively, so that's gotta count for something. Oh, it's so cool. I can't wait to see. Has that just been in the background the whole time? Spoilers! Guys, I just gotta say, look how cool this is! Got him in The Office! It looks so good! And then we just kind of have the peanut gallery of like everyone else. It's a lot of Freddy and Bonnie action today. But yeah, now we're getting into the Bonnie pack, and this is when it gets serious, cause the OG. Your days are numbered. But alright, let's get this one open. I don't know if I'll actually keep these boxes. I'll probably at least keep the third one. What? Who said that? But I always appreciate it when action figures come in a resealable box. Because like with the Fnaf 2 toy figures, yeah, those just go right in the garbage. Let's see it. Yeah. Whoa, they look so cool. Oh, alright. Well, we gotta start with classic Bonnie first. Oh yeah, I guess the Endo Skeleton also. So I believe these are the same, just this one comes with the pink eyes. So that's pretty cool. The torso feels a bit wobblier, but I'm sure it's fine. Oh, I also realized this one has silver paint all the way for the Endo. The other one has black around here, so that's another detail. Interesting how they changed some stuff. All right, and here's classic Bonnie, and I'm gonna be honest, guys, I love this figure. You know, I thought the Withereds would always like beat out the classics by far, especially because, you know, we've had figures of the classics forever now, but I don't know, something about his face is just so like endearing. And look at that, his jaw fully goes out. Maybe the other one, the Withered Freddy one, just stuck, but like that one has a much better click to it. And overall, it's just, I don't know, something about this classic Bonnie I just really like. Maybe this one's just like slightly better made. I'm not really sure what the deal is, but I like him a lot. I'm kind of upset because obviously I'm gonna want to display Withered Bonnie mainly, but I don't want to let this guy go. Maybe I can display classic Bonnie sometimes, and I would like to display classic Freddy too. But yeah, I don't know, something about this one I really like. Classic Bonnie. Such a silly little rabbity thing. Honestly, I was never that excited about the classic character side of these packs since it's the same old fellers we've seen time and time again. But this guy is really winning me over. He has such an innocent, sweet expression. You just want to give him a hug. unlike Freddy, who looks like he will kill you if you don't hand over the candy bars. I think a lot of that is due to the actual sunken eyes, giving him a more natural look. He has the same issue with the hands and so on, but I feel like this guy just works a lot better, and I think I'll proudly display this guy a few times. Or maybe a mix of both? Who knows? Hold it right there. Huh? Who are you? I'm Withered Freddy around these parts. Well, pardon my French, but I believe there is a new sheriff in town. Whoa, 2 Freddys? That's never happened before. I don't suppose my friend here is also troubling you at all? Oh, of course not. Hey, Withered Bonnie, get in here. Huh? I always feared this day would come. Don't worry, Bonnie, we got this. After all, taking out the trash has never been a hard chore for us. So that's how it's going to be. Let's settle this face to face. Alright, and let's do a comparison, and this looks like a bootleg. It is so weird to me how different these are. So, obviously, this Bonnie's a bit more purple. This is like the re-release that came out later where they made him an even like more like brighter purple. Withered Bonnie is based on the original one, so you can kind of see the comparison between the 2 shades. But yeah, I see they went with the more blue, like this is more like help wanted look, so. And I think that's cool. I always thought like Bonnie was blue anyway, like I always went with that. So I think it's cool. Obviously still has the same issues with the feet as everything else. I mean, they're all the same like type of figure. So any pros and cons kind of just go with both. But yeah, once again, the Funko figure captures the more like dead inside stare. Like this is very like appearing in the office type face. This is definitely more like happy-go-lucky Bonnie, like, and like maybe like the jump scare. But yeah, overall, just a really great figure. I really like him. It is funny now going back to the Withers and realizing that they're the exact same like height, you know? All right, the moment you've all been waiting for, guys. Let's see Withered Bonnie, even though I'll sadly have to destroy this one. So guys, as I'm trying to put this together, I finally got one eye out, and you know how I did that? One of these, baby, and wow, oh, that really messed it up though. I don't know how else you're supposed to get these out. It's really stuck in there. Like, no wonder some people didn't know you could even take them out. But yeah, just thought give some nacho tips. Dude, my hands hurt so much doing this, by the way. You ever eat pistachios, you know, like pulling the shells apart? That's what putting these together feels like. So when you're mentally and physically prepared for that, that's when it's go time. Finally! And Withered Bonnie, and wow. That's pretty awesome. It was really hard to put on, really just hard to take the eyes out, so hopefully, I mean, I admire how everything is well put together, but like, sometimes removing this stuff, like, how is a 4-year-old gonna figure that out? Oh my gosh, look at both of them, like, this is the squad right here. I will admit, like, just looking at him, I feel like he could, like, I feel like the wires, like, they could have had some color there. And the face could have had like wires on this faceplate covering his eyes. I feel like that's like an important stuff about the Withereds is all their wiring they have, while neither Freddy or Bonnie have any wires except obviously for this part, which well, that's not good. But it's still really cool, like, wow. He's probably still gonna be like my default way I'll have this Endo Skeleton, but maybe if the pieces are a bit easier to put back on, I'll switch to Classic Bonnie, because I really do like Classic Bonnie a lot. But, yeah. Withered Bonnie finally arrived. Now, I really like this figure with the withering holes and the endo hand. It works really well, although something is kind of bugging me. It's the head. Now, don't get me wrong, it does a good job, but let's compare this to an actual picture of Withered Bonnie, and yeah, I feel like there could have been some improvements. Namely, wires on the front of the faceplate would have been ideal. Since this piece goes over the front of the head, I feel like this would not have been a problem. And that's a big part of Withered Bonnie's identity, is the wires all over his face, as well as his eyes. Now, I do appreciate how they did mark red dots on the inside. I checked and the Freddy Endo doesn't have that, but it still looks kinda off and the dots aren't super precise. Kinda looks like a customization more than an official feature. The jaw is also odd because he has square teeth. Withered Bonnie actually has some more pointier teeth. I was wondering if this was like Hex Plus rules where they didn't do that because you couldn't put the mask on, which I suppose could be true, but unless you're mixing matching parts, it would not really get in the way. Speaking of, there is no way to remove the upper mouth, which Withered Bonnie doesn't have. Finally, the ears. I feel like they should have been drooped down on one side to better suit the broken look. However, since the ears are split halfway like this, I can kind of get why they wouldn't want to do that. Now, I know I was ranting for this guy a lot, but I still do really like this figure. I just think it's unfortunate how it has many inaccuracies all in the face, the main attraction. So, unfortunately, it kind of makes him not look like Withered Bonnie anymore. But, hey, on its own, it's still a pretty cool figure. Alright, so I knew this day would come eventually, but I'm surprised to finally be here, and that's to compare my custom Withered Bonnie with the official one. And I think mine's still pretty cool. Okay, honestly, yeah, of course, this one has the better sculpt, it's more complete, it has actual holes, all that good stuff. But I still admire because we got the red eyes glaring, got the wires on the face, and we got like multiple colored wires there, and then wires coming all out, which I think is still pretty cool. I still like ours. Obviously, Jazzwares is the better figure, like, overall, but like, I feel like the head, it kind of misses a lot of the original Withered Bonnie. I honestly might prefer classic Bonnie compared to... But yep, figures of the Withereds, guys, and Withered Chica and Withered Foxy will finally be real soon enough. You know, I always thought about, oh, what if I made custom Chica and Foxy with like the Funko figures, and I was like, they gotta make real ones someday, and they did, just a completely different company. So yeah, man, guys, after all this time, we finally got official figures of these customs, and they're pretty awesome, I will say. But we're not done yet. That ought to teach them. Haha, yeah. You should not have done that. Oh. What, did you forget about the several non-subtle hints I left this whole time? We got the Shadow Freddy Jazzwares Vault exclusive. Fun fact, this actually arrived slightly before the normal ones just because that's how much GameStop sucked. And interesting enough about this box is that it has the Jazzwares Vault sticker. It doesn't have any sort of hang-on tab like the other ones do, probably because this is never going to be sold in like an actual store. And also, the glowing eyes image is Toy Freddy, which is interesting because on the Bonnie box it's Toy Bonnie, and on the Freddy box it's Classic Freddy. So the fact that this is Toy Freddy is kind of interesting. It must have been like they just used that as a placeholder beforehand, and then I guess they just kind of left it like that. Will say it's kind of lame to just have another Classic Freddy, but hey, that's another Freddy to make a whole custom out of, and lots of people have been making a lot of cool stuff, so I hope to make something cool with this guy. Alright, let's get this open. And it only has one flap on this side. Oh, I just realized I'm gonna have to take out the eyes again. Alright, let's see here. Ooh. Okay, that one's eyes were super easy to take out. It only took me a second.
Oh my gosh, already spooky.
Oh yeah, and this jaw moves great too. I just got screwed on the first one. He just looks like he's having a great time. All right, guys, and whoa. All right then. Wow. Dude, this is awesome. It is a really cool shade of purple. And honestly, this is the highest quality feeling by far, which makes sense. It's from Jazzware's website, you know. If something's wrong with it, they have to directly answer for it. But yeah, this is a really good exclusive. Shadow Freddy, yeah! This figure is freaking awesome. I love the shade of purple, and those spooky eyes are just perfect. Not only that, this figure seems to be a lot more stable than the other Freddy. For instance, my Freddy's jaw doesn't feel like it goes down all the way, while the Shadow Freddy has a perfect clicking motion. Maybe figures from Jazzwares themselves just have a bit more quality to them than retailers, but I'm not sure for certain. But the one issue is something we all know, being he has an extra year. We all know this is incorrect, though very easily fixable. I feel like it would have made more sense if they made a Golden Freddy Endo pack and then make a Shadow exclusive out of that, but oh well. Still an amazing figure. I think this is my favorite one out of the bunch. I can't wait for Shadow Bonnie next year. Very cool. I love all these action figures. I really like how they're bigger, so they're more substantial. Toy Freddy, of course, is really cool, but he's part of a different line. They're more basic figures. They're just meant to be more like toys, ironically enough. Well, these are for more of the collectors. I do wonder, are they gonna make Golden Freddy? Because I feel like they would have taken care of that. Because if not, then hey, that's a good thing to start customizing, and hey, you can get a head start right away. They're all pretty good, and we also can now say Withered Freddy and Withered Bonnie Custom have done their job well, and now their souls can finally rest. I never made a Shadow Freddy Custom, but I did make the Mystery Mini figure, so he can kind of rest. He can take a nap. God. Well, that was slightly unexpected. Looks like they are the new stars of the show, even though that one faker has such a stupid face. But regardless, end of an era, I guess. Perhaps, but I think we did a good job, all things considered. And maybe it would be nice to get some rest. Yeah, let them cameo in every single video for a change. That's the spirit. Alright, get up. I know a place we can go chill for a bit. Alright, if you insist. These are just stellar action figures, and I'm so happy these are ones you can just buy in the store, well, when they're in stock. I think the current Jazzwares products strike a perfect mix of affordability and quality, and I hope that they keep it up in the future. And reminder, all of this stuff is less than the price of one of these. And don't worry guys, reviews on all the other figures are on their way. However, we also know about the new merch coming up. Now, these toys are pretty much the stuff we already have, so I'm not too sure if I'll pick them up, but hey, let me know if you want me to make a review on those as well. It'd be fun spotting the differences. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!